Hey, I'm Andrew. I'm the founder of Vantage Stories and also the writer and director for our latest film, Dismas. We started meeting together a full year ago to start talking about this project, this script. When we first started tossing around the shot list and the ideas of how to best capture this story, we wanted to try and do the whole thing in a single shot, as if Dismas was a character in his own mind walking through his thoughts. This is probably 3-4 pre-production meetings in. Jake just shot me a text. He was like, dude, I think we should just do this thing full on. Like, we should do everything the right way. We shouldn't compromise on any of the scenes just because we're trying to pigeonhole it into this style. And so even though that was the biggest thing that shifted, is we went from this idea of kind of a one-shot walkthrough of the entire story into different cuts all throughout. In fact, a lot of very quick cuts. We synced that idea up with a projector. We didn't know if the projector was gonna work until we plugged that thing into a generator and turned it on. It was definitely a big risk, but came with huge reward because it absolutely translated. Jake actually had to have shoots scheduled before our lead actor showed up because we needed to have film already edited and timed with the voiceover of the monologue so that it could be playing with shots showing up at the right times. All right. Just arrived at our film location. From the look of it, there has been a break-in. So I guess we won't need the lockbox code anymore. That just all adds to the aesthetic of feeling like a rundown, abandoned warehouse. The shoot was only 2 days, but it felt like 2 years. We were so busy and jam-packed. Every single minute was planned for. So when the camera wasn't on and rolling, we were running around getting things set up for the next scene so that we could get the camera rolling again.
You want to be timely. You want to know your stuff. You want to have it together, and you want the people that you're working for, right? You want the production to have it together. And by far, this has been just as good, if not better, than any professional job that I've been on, because of the fact that, like, you and Jake and the team know exactly what you want. You have a vision. It's clear.
The most daunting task of the entire project was trying to figure out how to modernize the crucifixion. We had this idea that we wanted it to feel creepy and cult-like, maybe even a little bit post-apocalyptic. We went around to different metal shops and fabricators and got quotes, and it was well outside of our budget to even dream of making something like that. And then just like the month before we were gonna be shooting, I had one of my high school students at church learned how to weld, and they were super pumped about the idea of getting to make these torture devices. And so I went down to a scrapyard, I grabbed him a bunch of tetanus material, and he just spent a couple days during final week shambling together the most gruesome looking crucifixes you've ever seen. That was probably the biggest risk of the whole project, because if you don't do that right, the whole thing falls apart. Like, that's the scene everything comes together and is built on. And if that doesn't translate, then the whole film doesn't work. And yet, it so works. I hope it shows people that you're never too far gone and it's never too late to turn to Jesus and ask him to remember you too.